Hello everyone, welcome, good afternoon, and welcome back to Scion. I'm Simon at WonderingDM, I use he, him pronouns, and today is our 50th session. Yay. Half of 100 session played. And yeah, I'll be the fates for our game, basically the GM. This is Scion, demigod. We are at the demigod level, I should say, as we've been for a few weeks. But before we delve back into our game, we go through the recap of everything that's happened. Let's just go around the table, introduce or reintroduce our cast, for those of you who are new, and get this ball rolling. We'll start with the person to my right on the overlay with Renee. Hello, hi, how are you?
Hi, hello, I am Renee Rhodes. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Morning, the character I am playing today. She is the daughter of the Morgan and aspiring to free her mother still from her prison. We'll see how that goes.
And right next to Morning, we have Hannah. Hello.
Hi, I'm Hannah, she, her, and in this game I'm playing Kieran Kearney, son of Loki, he, him, and Kieran has just dealt with someone who was attempting to take over his life, because if anyone's life you want to take over, definitely mine. I feel like a good person for that. But now he's dealing with the fallout from the decisions that someone else has made, which is not his favorite thing to do.
There'll be more in store, but I'll keep my mouth shut. Hey, next row, we have Lynn. Hi, hello.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn, she, they, and today I am playing Dee Higa, daughter of Inari, she, her, who had a long conversation with her quote-unquote nemesis last time, and we'll see how fruitful it's gonna be. But yeah, now we gotta deal with all of the fake Kieran and stuff. Can't wait.
And last but not least, Robert, hello. Welcome back.
Hey, this is Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye. I play Finbar Odupta, son of Ogma. Both he and I are he, him, for those of you who need pronouns. And he has just had a secret that he has been holding for 20 plus years revealed. And the consequences of that will remain to be seen.
Well, there's already been certain consequences of that. I mean, Namon was already in danger, at least once. But that said, and speaking about Namon, let's just very quickly recap what had been happening to our Scions, without going back too far into the past. Our band of intrepid Scion basically came back from the Irish underworld to find that a year had passed and that many things had changed in their absence. Their lodge by the lake, their magical lodge, was no longer safe, and so those who used to call the lodge home had to scatter to the winds. The band also, I was going to say met, but not at that point. They caught wind of a fake Kieran who lived in Kieran's place while you guys were gone, which happened to have been an entire year. By following clues, you've discovered that this fake Kieran lived in Sweden in a lavish loft apartment and was part of a rival band of Scion led by none other than your friend, your good pal, your best bud, Yoshi, ex Scion of Hachiman, which already caused some trouble with the band before. It seems he has formed his own group, and they kidnapped Naman, Finbar's daughter, who no one but Finbar knew at the time. You left Sweden after trying to find traces of fake Kieran to a flat in London. Flat that appeared to be a magical house that turned into some sort of strange prison / magical labyrinth type of thing. And you've met other Scions. You have met Professor Morgan, who Finbar already knew as a colleague, and through all appearances was completely mundane up until now, at least. You've met another strange, masked, kind of satyr-like creature called Dusk. Yoshi, of course, had a long conversation with D. If I had to choose a winner, I'd say D probably dealt the winning blow in that conversation and shook Yoshi to his core. And, well, Kieran murdered fake Kieran by stabbing him repeatedly and then tearing his heart out. As fake Kieran happened to be none other than the dragon Nidhogger, the dragon who spent all of its life envying the living and the people of Midgard and even Asgard, and whose one chance at having a life was quickly taken from him by Kieran as he took back his rightful place. And we ended our last session with, now that I realize I don't even have my Roll20 up, I was wondering why there was no music. We ended our last session as the four of you went back to fake Kieran's place, opened the door to his apartment, and were greeted by a feminine voice that just called out, "Hi, honey?" Something like that. "Welcome back, hon." Something along those lines, and that's where we're going to pick back up. The door swung open, Kieran still hand on the handle. The echoing voice of this woman. She's not shouting, but, talking loudly from wherever she is in the apartment at her husband, who is now just arrived home.
She knows we're here. I don't even know this woman's name. Hi, sweetie. I got some friends over. Is that okay?
Oh my. Yes, no, it's fine. I didn't have anything prepared. Are they going to stay for dinner?
Yeah, if that's okay.
And as she talks, you can hear her walk through the house. And she just answers from, I think, at this point you kind of get that she's probably on like that mezzanine bedroom on the second floor. And she just shouts, "I'll be there in a moment. Make yourselves at home, everyone."
Shit. Okay, I guess we should make ourselves at home.
Dinner?
Yeah, sure, why not? Act natural.
Finbar whips out the Bard phone, and if possible, he'd like to do a internet search to see if he can find information on Kieran's wedding that he was not at to at least help them out to at least know what his betrothed's name is.
Good idea, Finbar. Can you make a quick? We'll go with cunning and technology. And the more successes you have, the deeper you can. The more answers you're gonna have to your questions in a very short amount of time, as she is right now coming down the stairs.
Ready, here we go. Oop. Not so good. My Wi-Fi reception doesn't seem to be very good. My internet reception doesn't appear to be very good in here. I don't know your Wi-Fi password. But then again,
For all the
you
times
probably
where
don't know your Wi-Fi password.
Fail.
Did you want to use some momentum? You have 4 in the pool. Otherwise, this failure would give you 1 more momentum.
You want me to use 1 or 2?
Let's take the failure. We'll
Okay.
need that momentum for something else
Yeah,
later.
we'll need
this
momentum.
is not as important.
See
All
how
right, no
this how
problem.
this thing goes.
You may need it for your lover spat that's about to occur in a few
Yeah,
She may
oh,
kill
yeah.
me, in which case I'll need the momentum.
Coming down the stairs, having gotten dressed up.
Oh, can I
Oh, yes, what?
I'm gonna look at Kieran's like hands. Do you have the ring on?
Ah, shite.
You should put something
No.
on. She's gonna think you did something.
Can I use the key and change it into a wedding band?
Yeah, remember that for you, the key remains a key.
Right, I slipped the head of the
Just
key
rip it
onto
out.
my hand.
Yeah.
Like a really awkward.
To anyone else looking, it's a wedding ring. Kind of weird, but it works. And she comes down the stairs. And the person you see coming down the stairs, a regal looking. She is now in the Legend Keeper.
Oh, let's see.
A regal looking Latina woman. Dressed in right now well, it still is a nice sort of it's like a nice blouse, red, with a long black pleated skirt that reaches about just above her ankles. Her hair's been done rather quickly. She almost looks like she got out of the shower, but at the same time was instantly fashioned doing so. She's got these piercing green-brown eyes, and though she has put very little makeup and very quickly, she knows how to make herself look good with very little effort. And as she comes down the steps, she looks at you, Kieran, like midway down the stairs, you and the others, and says, "Oh, hi everyone."
Hi, darling. You're looking lovely today.
Thank you. You're looking rather a little dirty.
Ugh. Call this rugged. Think it's charming, don't you?
Quick question for the GM. Did you clean Nidogger's blood from
No.
your clothes? Okay, good.
Oh boy. Oh no.
You, hard day at work, love?
Yeah, you could
This
say
is how
that.
I look naturally.
Oh. Hi. She extends a hand. Anna Sophia. Lovely to meet you.
Hi. This is my
Anna.
sword.
Sophia.
You're one of my husband's special friends, are you? And she is sort of like has
Yeah?
this weird like knowing half smile on her face.
Kieran, what does she mean by special friends?
I don't know, how special are we talking, dear?
Look at them, Kieran.
What? They look like normal people to me.
There's
Don't
nothing
think-
going on between me and Kieran.
Yeah, no, I would never
No, far be it from
cheat
me
on you,
to
darling.
far be it from me to suspect anything from any infidelity from my husband.
Dee looks mortified at this is the turn that this conversation has taken.
I know, this is all so awkward.
No, I meant, And she looks back at Kieran, friends from work.
Oh.
It's
the
all right. I
Queen's
am
card.
aware. And
I'm
as
the queen in Queen's Guard.
as she says that, as Morning replies, I'm just quickly going to scroll through my pages.
Morning thinks she's figured out the path in this conversation now. It's clearly about Kieran's coworkers.
Yes, my co-workers. Yes. Yes.
Yes. What I am looking for is. Why is it not there? Ah, there you go. As she says this, you would notice, especially Kieran, but maybe all of you. Someone in the room, someone's heartbeat is pounding very, very loud. There's just a of a heartbeat in your ears, and you can smell blood in the air. You're demigods by now. You're used to this. She's not normal. You don't know
Yeah,
what.
it's not like the blood that's on Kieran. It's like.
Nope. No, it is.
Okay.
It is, it's through your, let's say, divine nose that you smell it. And it smells fresh.
Yes, yeah.
Fresh blood, you said?
Oh.
Okay. Ah, gotcha. Yes, my name is Finbar Udupta. And this is my daughter, Nama.
Ah, Naman. She gives you kind of a puzzled look, Finbar. And she says, Professor Morgan's not with you?
Thankfully, no, he is not.
Did you expect him to be, dear?
Well, it's just normally... Last time you brought people over, as far as I remember, it was Professor Morgan who was with young Naman here. And you see
there's
that
been a-
Naman is trying to, avoid her gaze.
There's been a small disagreement of sorts, and I don't think we'll be bringing Professor Morgan around anymore.
Sad, I really did enjoy our conversations.
Oh, did you?
Well, yes, the professor is a very learned individual. And from what I recall, a good friend of yours. I really hope your disagreement doesn't last that long.
Friend is a strong word.
But Finbar is very learned too.
Oh, I do not doubt that he is. We've just never interacted before. It feels kind of strange. Did you also
The pleasure
have a
is mine,
disagreement?
madame.
Oh, where are my manners? Yes, lovely to meet you. My dear husband, could I talk to you in the kitchen for a moment?
Alone?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
And she doesn't even wait for you to... Were you, like, sitting on the couches? Or, like, just hanging out in
I
the
thought
middle
we
of the
were
living
like
room?
standing awkwardly
we
by
were
the
still
door.
standing.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're still
we're-
standing
yeah.
awkwardly.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
standing awkwardly
So
by the door.
She's gonna take you by the hand and drag you into the kitchen.
Oh dear. Okay.
Very quickly, as Kieran and Anna Sophia are brought out of sight, is there anything the three of you would like to do?
I want to listen.
I
Listen.
was also wanting to listen. I want to know if she knows where was it dusk or dawn? Gosh,
Dusk.
dusk. I would like to know where dusk is, and so there's a non-zero part of me that felt like that's what she was about to say, was like mention the other people who usually came with Professor Morgan, and I want to know more. So maybe D and I like creep close to the door.
I think Dee's suspicion is like her most like paranoid like idea right now is like this is a convenience like marriage and she's actually part of like this group
Could be.
and this might be bad. So
Yeah.
she wants to listen.
Could be.
Finbar will look to Nama, feeling that she's probably going to need to sit down and rest because of everything that's happened and all that. So he's
Ready to
going to
run.
make sure that she's taken care of. And because of his upbringing, he's going to be more of a gentleman and not try to listen in.
Good. So you can
We'll
bring
fill
them
you
on.
in
Yelling,
after.
if there's yelling that I can't help but overhear,
well,
that's a different
yeah,
story.
but you can also move away, like towards the little
Right.
nook where all the
Mhm.
couches were, and just
Yeah.
sit there.
Yeah, we are
Um,
actively snooping.
Yeah, I'll let them do the active snooping. I will.
All right. Well,
That would not be in
snoopers.
Finbar's character in this case.
I'm gonna need a check from the snoopers.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to need
What is it?
composure and persuasion.
Okay, that's not though. Oh,
Okay. So here's what's going to happen, and why D can barely hear. When they reach the kitchen and they start talking, morning, you can hear anything that Kieran says. For some reason, Sophia's voice just sounds like kind of like a muffled version of the parents in the Peanuts. Like just the like and it makes zero sense. Whereas D, you hear the words. Do any of you have the liminal type of path, I believe? Calling.
Yes.
yes.
You know, if both of you have it, then you kind of know what's going on. She's not mortal, at least not completely. She has some of the powers that I don't know if any of you have it though,
What?
because you would pinpoint it immediately.
Right.
What's that thing that
Um,
the
complete
cannot be heard?
privacy.
Yeah,
I
complete.
have that.
Okay. Yeah, but you're with
I
her,
would
so you
know,
don't
yeah,
realize that.
exactly.
But yes, by asking to go to the kitchen, she reinforced her boundaries, and thus,
Okay.
and even for demigods, it still works against you. It makes it harder, not impossible. In the kitchen, Sophia brings you sort of a few ways away from the entryway into the kitchen. Okay. Listen, Kieran. I do not want to make a fuss, but you have to tell me when you just switch your friends around like this. I barely got to know all of the others, and even just, well, last time they came, what was it? Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. You were raving how Yoshi and Mr. Morgan were your best friends, and that the three of you were like the three caballeros. You were inseparable. Um, what's going on? You know, you can tell me.
I mean, it's nothing major. You know, people grow, they change, they make different friends. These guys were out of town for a little bit, as it were, and now that they're back, we've reconnected, and I realized that they have my better interests in heart than the ones who I was bringing around before. You know, um, just normal human friend life things.
Normal human friends like things. My
Life
love,
things, yeah.
no normal human walks around with a giant sword strapped to their back.
It's a cosplay. She's very dedicated to the act.
Kieran,
Yes,
adults don't cosplay.
my love.
Ooh, the GM knew this would hurt everyone around the table.
Well, darling.
How could you have done this, fake Kieran? The worst betrayal. I think Morning also takes that a little bit personally because, like, even though it's
Morning
not a
doesn't
cosplay.
hear what she says.
Oh, right.
Uh-huh. So it just damages the players, not the characters.
It does just damage
Players
the
take
players.
psychic damage.
And I was so, here's the thing, I was so prepared to, like, not be meta. I was like, oh, I'm only gonna know what Kieran says. And then she said that, and I took it too personally that I just, everything else went out the window.
Look, you opened the door. I had to step in. I know they're not normies. Kieran, you've told me before about the smell. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
They all smell different.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
Oh, they all smell different. I know that two of them smell like grass.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't mown any lawn lately.
You don't know that.
I wish you would stop taking me for a fool.
I don't think you're a fool at all.
Fine, keep your secrets. I won't pry. I'm sorry.
I told you everything there is to know. They're my friends. They were out of town. They're back now. We reconnected. And now I'm bringing them around to meet you, because why wouldn't I want them to meet my beautiful wife, who means the world to me? My wife meeting my friends. I mean, I apologize that I didn't give any prior notice, but I myself did not get any prior notice. They just showed up. That's why I just showed up with them. We just wanted to come here, eat some nice breakfast with my beautiful wife, and, you know, get to know one another.
And is Naman going to stay here instead of the flat in London?
I think Naman is gonna go back to wherever she came from with the professor. I'm not really sure what her plan is.
So you finally decided to agree with me?
Yes, dear. I always agree with you because you're always right.
Oh, please. Kieran. You might be some professional con man or whatever it is that you did before we met.
You wound me, darling. I am on the up and up.
Sure.
I run a legitimate business, a security firm.
Yes, a security firm that you wanted very, very strongly would merge with mine.
Yours?
Is everything okay?
Yeah, just, rough day at work. Kind of.
Yes, work. The famous work you don't really want me to know anything about.
I mean, there's nothing to know, dear. It's kind of boring. What
I'm
would you
certain-
care about computers and the like?
She again looks at you like deadpan, like, really? Are you? I'm not an idiot, Kieran.
I don't think you're an idiot. I never said that.
Well, the way you talk to me makes it seem like I am.
No.
I know you don't work with computers on the daily. You have told me before.
What have I told you?
It's getting kind of hard to keep up with all the lies, isn't it, Kieran?
I don't have any idea what you mean. I wouldn't.
You
Like,
wouldn't
why
be.
would-
And she gets closer to you. And she starts basically like poking you with her like middle finger, and she's
Right.
gonna like climb her finger up you or fingers up your shoulder. But as she does so, you notice the tip of each of her finger is on fire, and it like sears through your clothes. And she says, "You wouldn't be keeping anything from your wife, now, would you?" Kieran, fire doesn't damage you,
Doesn't damage me, no, but it's still
but
surprising.
I want to know how you'll react. Yeah.
A little bit of shock. I feel like I should have known there was something not right about her, but to see her on fire like that is still a little jarring. He'll like take the hand that's, going up his shirt and just like kiss the fingertips and be like, I would never keep anything from you, dear. I promise. Okay?
Can you make a manipulation and empathy roll for me?
Empathy. Oh dear.
As she slowly removes her hand, with 4 successes, you see genuine confusion across her features. And then an inkling of fear before she straightens back up and becomes once again this, the regal woman, the one who seems to be above, or in control, I should say, in complete control of all of her emotions. And she says, "Are they all staying for dinner then?"
Yes. If that's all right with you.
It is. Of course it is. Anyone and everyone is welcome under my roof. Now go entertain your guests, my love. I will, well, make dinner.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna he's gonna go.
And as you leave, you would sort of walk, like as you exit the kitchen, you basically walk past like Dee and Morning, both like near the walls, listening.
You catch any of that? You entertained?
Did she say anything about dusk? I couldn't really understand her.
Nothing about dusk.
Have we considered the fact that she might actually be, active part of this group that we're having problems with?
I don't know. I'm a little bit scared to ask. She ain't human.
What happened to your? She'll point at
Her.
There are holes. Yeah.
Oh,
Scorched, little scorched.
Welcome to married life. You're already drawing fire from your beloved.
I'm afraid she might eat me alive.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I think I managed to settle the flames a little bit. For now. She says that you're welcome here, and she's going to make dinner. So maybe we can try and get a little more information out of her over dinner, politely. She don't seem to like questions much, but maybe if we keep the conversation light.
there's no way this is going to be the most awkward conversation I've had at a dinner.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we'll just have to make the best of it then, won't we? Meanwhile,
So.
I think we have work to do.
Oh, I just saw something in our chat. No, she would have said 3. My bad. She would have smelled Naman as well. That's me who.
No, I was just being
Yeah,
just observing.
mistake on
I
my
didn't know if
part.
that was intentional or not.
It's me and forgetting NPCs around.
No worries.
But yes, thank you for reminding me that Naman is still with you.
It happens. At least JD is not here.
Yeah, no, that JD gets forgotten a lot, but
Poor guy.
so I don't know what you. Is there anything that you wanted to do?
Yeah, what do you
Wow,
have in
she's-
mind?
Well, we at one point we're wanting to research this lead, the toy maker in Chicago.
Right.
See what more information we can find to augment what Nama already has on them. Seemed like that was one of our better leads, right? As far as any others that we can contact about all of this that's going on. I presume you have office access here, my good friend, in your home?
I would assume so. I mean, we can go take a look.
What are you looking for? Office access?
Like access
Like connect to the Queen's
uh,
Guard network?
Yeah, the Queen's Guard network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why
There's-
don't you give us a tour of this house we've never been in before? Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how much more cursed and angry stuff we can find hanging around here. Shall we?
You may as well get acquainted with your own digs, huh?
That's true. I don't
mean,
know if they're so much mine as they are the little ladies.
From what I remember, you 4 had already.
Been in here.
I know.
Oh,
the
yeah, we've been-
excuse is
yeah.
to give
We've
you the.
seen
the-
a little bit of the house, but I don't think we did like the full tour.
Yes,
We did not do the full snoop.
I believe so.
Snoop
No,
and,
because you heard the voice from. Yes, that's true. There is one part of the house you haven't been to. So if you recall, basically when you come into this loft, It's this wide open space where there is the dinner table. Further down, there's the nook with the couches, the TV, which would have been your living room, and then you have like all the windows that give out into the city. To the left of this, again, as you come in, is where the kitchen is. To your right, there's the staircase that leads up to that mezzanine where you know the bedroom is. But there is under the mezzanine to your right a door that you haven't gone into last time, since you had heard the voices from the speakers in the wall before.
All right, let's do it.
I would imagine you have your own personal office in here somewhere.
Probably. We would like to explore the house.
Cool. The door leads to a separate, almost just as spacious, kind of living room. It has there's a foosball table, there's a pool table, there's a mini bar. And there is, from that room, basically imagine this would be your main room, your kitchen is here, this is the second room, and then there's like another right here, which the outer wall of which would coincide with the wall of the closet that you found like all the weapons in, from the hallway the other time. And so that door clearly is open, leads to the bathroom. Very, very spacious again. We're talking marble, giant shower stall with way too many shower heads in there. There's even like a vertical aquarium set in the wall with like little tropical fishes swimming. Everything is clean. Everything is warm also for a place that is so high up. And in a country like Sweden, you would expect maybe like a cooler environment.
Mm-hmm.
But everything is warm to the touch. If I had to give you... so we're talking like between 80 and 85 Fahrenheit throughout the house.
Okay.
And those are the two other rooms we hadn't been into. The one with the foosball, the pool table, the minibar, you notice also has set against like a corner, a little corner desk with a laptop. There's like a table lamp, a few like workspace supplies, if you will. That is probably Kieran's like or Sophia's at-home office.
And I think we can rightly suppose that you probably don't know your own password into this laptop, so to speak.
No, and I don't think that I'd be able to get into the email to change it either.
Wait, give me a second. I think I might be able to get into there.
What do you do?
I am going to try and bypass security on this thing.
Just using something divine, or
I mean, I'm gonna use wireless interface, but I think that's about it. I'm not gonna touch it, but I'll try and like do what I can. Give it a try.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can just ask the almost like asking the laptop. That would be cunning and technology.
All right.
There is a certain level of security. It
Mm-hmm.
being, as you can probably guess, connected to the Queensguard network. But it's probably not something that D would have trouble getting through.
Oh, cool. All right. Do you mind if I use momentum on this? Let's get in this.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's
Go for
see
it.
if we
Yeah.
can get in this thing.
How many? You've got 5.
Oh, just one.
Just the one? All right.
Yeah,
Let's go.
and then the one. Let's see the D10.
Oh,
Cool.
4 success and a reroll.
4
4
successes.
successes. It is still enough. I just need to check something. Nope, that's cool. Okay. So
Cool.
you log into the Queensguard. You have access. You have basically Kieran's accesses. You notice that there are a lot of like text files all over his desktop. Like someone who doesn't clean their desktop and just constantly saves stuff on there and never
There's, like-
actually bothered to
There's
move
like
them.
files, like kind of like on top of each other, like that sort of thing. Where there's like,
Kinda, yeah.
yeah, like oh. Wow.
Um,
There we go. But look, God, look at this. All right. How can you find anything? This.
Can you believe people thought this was me?
Wouldn't have guessed.
so what do you look for?
I'll do this to Kieran because
Oh, Finbar,
Fair
what
enough.
were you looking for?
Well, I figure if our previously fought foes had been doing work, they probably would have been trying to do a lot of the research hidden under Queensguard. Maybe we can see if they have any files on this toy maker to see if maybe we can find out what your other personage is up to. Maybe seeing if they had tried to do anything or contacts with them. We can use that as a starting point.
All right. You have time. Let's go with intellect. It would be intellect tech, but I think
Okay.
your bard would also help. Let me just check.
Oh, speaking of that, I have a boon called Tongue of the Bard. I would like to imbue a point of legend, and one of the questions I can ask is what it says, what is a deed they are best known for, or currently working on, or want to hide? And I would like to imbue that to find out what the fake Kieran was working on.
Yes, Tongue of the Bard. Okay. Oh wow, and there's no roll. It just works.
Yeah.
Lovely. Fake Kieran was working on trying to find the remaining 3 Scions. Kind of like what you have spent your life attempting, Finbar.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially you realize most of what fake Kieran had was based on your own research. It doesn't take divine intelligence to put 2 and 2 together. They probably took everything that Naman had when they got her.
Right.
and use that to sort of jumpstart their research. So they didn't have to do everything from scratch. They could just wait for you to find as much information as possible before basically hijacking your work and using it for their own.
And who are those 3 remaining Scions?
Oh, those 3 remaining Scions, because there's more than 3.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
said 3.
Yeah, so aside from the 4 of you, the other Scion, of course, Nimon is
And-
one of them.
Mhm.
Huh?
And Anna Sophia.
Yep. Anna Sophia is one of them. John Daniel is one of them. There's another woman who is deceased now called Madeline. She was found dead in 1989 in the Florida Everglades. And so they barred her off.
And who was the other one you said again? I had trouble hearing you.
Okay, let me just check something. I think my mic is a little...
It seemed to be going in and out at times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you get quiet for dramatic effect and then it's gone.
Yeah, it might be just.
What about now? Is that a bit better?
Sounds
Seems
good
to
so
be.
far.
Seems good.
Okay. Because I normally had I know what the problem is. Give me just a second. Apologies, everyone. There has been updates in my absence. Yep. Is this better?
Yep.
And how about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but speak quietly, dramatically.
So what if I were to speak like this?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
it's coming
Does
through.
that work?
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Now it's working. Yeah.
So the main issue was the noise gate that I have.
Yeah. I wonder if that was it.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
where were we? Yes, names. Starting over. John Daniel, Celeste, whose current whereabouts are basically written as with the others. Naman, who was with us. Anna Sophia, with us. Madeleine, deceased, 1989, found dead in the Everglades. Then the other one, Baptiste Saint Jean. I spelled his name wrong. Chicago, Jackson Land.
And he's the toy maker.
He is the toy maker. The other one is Solomon Knox and Emus. And those are the 7 other Scions that were known to be roaming the world in addition to the 4 of you. Well, 5, my bad.
And in their notations there, do they have any indication on the locations for Solomon or Enos?
So, Solomon is still in Toronto, Canada. He appears to have gone into hiding. Because what the group was saying is that they sent Dusk to try to recruit him. That's the word they're using, to recruit him. And he was skittish and defiant, is what the notes speak of, say of him. And him and his Cyclops friend sort of went dark. They decided to switch to other easier targets. Emis, they will leave alone because Emis is a wild card. They cannot be they can't be controlled, and they are way too flighty. Is that the word I'm looking for? Flighty? Yeah, they are way too flighty to be part of the team, especially for what they have in mind. Something that they call the project, capital P.
Cool.
Unfortunately, there is no info on the project. It seems that fake Kieran's job was to sort of centralize all the data that they found. Someone else in their team was in charge of capital P project. And of course, who was in charge of, investigating all of these Scions? Professor Morgan and Dusk. They know of other divine beings, but they haven't approached any one of them. There's like a roving band of centaurs along what used to be the Silk Road. So like the road from basically Istanbul to I don't remember the modern name in China, but they travel that path to and fro. There's they are not aware of Chappa at all, by the way, nor are they aware of Winnie.
Of Winnie. Yeah, no, so Winnie was not on the list.
They are aware of Mina, who is a bouncer at the underground nightclub in Niantic.
I remember her.
They were aware of oh no, these old teacher.
Are they aware of the person we ran into in Malta?
That would be Emis.
That was Emis.
That was Emis? Okay, I can remember the name.
Oh good lord, what's the name of
Of who?
the D Sensei.
Sajobu?
Sajobo. Thank you. They were aware of Sajobo, but they dealt with him.
He certainly did.
They were made aware of Killian Gardiner, but he is also dead. Mind you, Killian died before Madeline. So from your check, you can probably guess that, or you would wager that they were looking at the ones that could have still been alive. Like, had they remained just regular Scions, not raised, to demigodhood, they would still have a sort of more or less mortal lifespan. Killian would have been way too old or dead of old age by today's time.
Right.
And then the files on the desktop are just Mads. Wow. What's the stream of consciousness writings about being hungry all the time, about just jealousy of everything that not only Kieran had, but like the rest of humanity. How can they whine about all of their problems when they have everything? They complain of famine, yet they eat actual food and not just ashes and bones. How can they claim that they have people that live on the streets where they actually have streets to live on? Nidogger was envious. Huh?
7 shades fucked up.
Well, yes, but like envious to an extreme. Blind to basically his world was black and white. He lived in the dark, so everything else is better. And no one should complain about their lot in life because he's had it worse. And he did marry Anna Sophia. But through the rambling and the messages, Finbar, you find that there was no real love between him and Anna Sophia. It was basically just a way to keep her close.
That's what I suspected.
Because otherwise, they would have dealt with her some other way.
Is there any indication that she knows this?
Nope.
Great, cool.
Well, the messages are so like focused that you think that if she knew, either Nidog was not at all aware of it.
Or didn't care.
But you think that it was... I mean, if he didn't care, he would have maybe made like mistakes. And if anything, from what little you've seen of Nidog, and especially you've seen like the results of his actions, he seemed to have been someone who was at least a patient, meticulous planner. He might be completely unhinged, but he was a meticulous planner.
All right. Anything else we want to try to get from these files while we have it open?
Oh, I forgot that. Queensguard officers have been hired to watch basically all of the Scions you have on that list. Like there's...
Any mention of Dusk?
Among those Scions, Dusk is not in there.
Is there
there
a
any-
list of... Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, there aren't any messages with her name or anything either?
4, 6. There are messages with her name in it because they mention like something that Dusk did. Like Dusk and Professor Morgan went to Toronto. It seems that from the get-go, or at least from the time that Nidog joined the team, she was already there.
Okay.
So there's no like background info, but there's no background info for Morgan or Yoshi either.
Okay.
All
I may
right.
just send those relevant messages to my phone and like
Cool.
a couple around them so that I can review them separately. But
2 questions. Are there security? Does he have security guards assigned to keep an eye on Anna Sophia? Does he have
Not-
her being trailed?
Not anymore. In fact, now that you have her name, A quick no-check Google search would reveal that she is the heir to Chantico Banco, which is one of the biggest bank in the world, and how she has her own private security.
Oh.
That
Chantico
work
Bank.
at
That was
all
one of
them.
the places we had earlier when we were looking up the things with the different relics that we had.
And guess what?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the logo for Chantico is the
Yeah,
rooster.
Is
yeah.
that
The rooster.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
All right, second question that I
Maybe.
had in my
Cool.
head here. From what we see here in all these notes, does it look like fake Kieran was the ringleader or just the secretary organizer? of
Fake
thing?
Kieran looks like he was the project manager
Okay.
for their thing. So he would basically get info from anyone who was on the field and fill in Yoshi. Yoshi is clearly the ringleader in all of this.
Okay.
If anything, Dusk seemed to be some sort of enforcer, and Morgan was the face. Which is why the two of them are the ones that seem to have been dispatched most often to go and meet these other Scions. By the way, the toy maker in Chicago is being watched by a Queen's Guard team.
Right.
But they haven't approached him yet. They're keeping an eye on him. He's on the list. He's down there. Actually, he is the next one on the list.
Oh.
Kind of what I suspected.
Yeah, technically, John JD would be the next one, but they scratched his name out, basically.
They've probably written him off.
Well, I mean, Yoshi has seen him.
All right. I would like to imbue another point of legend
Mhm.
using the same boon, Tongue of the Bard, but this question is one I want to ask since I've seen Anna Sophia Chantico. What is the character's lineage, mortal and divine? I want to see if my suspicions are correct.
So she is a scion of Chantico. That's her divine lineage. So basically, she is the daughter of the Teotl goddess Chantico.
She who dwells in the house.
She who dwells in the house. Goddess of hearth, volcanoes, and everything precious. On the human side, her father was a rich sort of investor. Think like BlackRock in our, outside of the game. So this like investment firm that is behind everything and yet no one really hears of, but they are amongst like the world's richest people. He was like that. She is the daughter of a 1%er who was far away from public life, who had made a fortune, a generational fortune, way back from like the 1700s. We're talking, this is the descendant of basically a very wealthy pirate captain who just, managed to get a pardon, become a privateer, work for the Spanish crown, and then basically move to Mexico. Funded a big part of, or their family anyway, a big part of the Mexican side of like the Mexican-American War and blah blah blah, and stayed on top of it. They were influential enough that they did not need cartel protection, but they did work, and they probably still do work, with a wide variety of the criminal element in Mexico, and if not, around the world. I mean, if she comes from a long line of thieves and murderers, she has that. Whereas on the other hand, well, I mean, the mother side is a bit harder to get info on, but it's basically the goddess that would protect your home, protect your goods. She's also very, it's like the divine host, if you will. Not in the like Christian sense, but really
Right.
like the one person that you want to be invited, like whose home you want to be invited in, because it will always be lively, safe. The food will always be delicious. But just like the volcano, who are so precious and symbolic of Chantico, if you piss her off, the damage will be catastrophic, if not cataclysmic.
Kind of like Hestia from the Greco-Roman, in the sense that provided the hearth, provided the home and safety, and you didn't want to mess around with her.
Basically, yeah.
No.
Okay.
What? D? You're muted.
Say it's like high stakes for Karen.
Oh, yes.
Very high stakes.
And with that, as you find these information, you hear the voice of your lovely wife, Kieran, calling the five of you to dinner. That's where we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're seated around a dinner table, ready to
Cool.
have the most fun conversation in a while.
Yay.
Probably.
Yay.
Stick around, everyone. We'll be back in just about 5 to 8 minutes. And we're back. And it's dinner time. And as you move from the, let's call it the office, I guess, to the kitchen, you can smell just the feast that was prepared for you. We're talking, do I have a better song, maybe? We'll see. It is a literal feast. It's
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, woman.
there is food for about like 20 people on there. It is it's Mexican all over. You basically a sort of make your own meal, but they're like plates and bowls of like chicken and beef and beans and rice and coriander and this and that, and just make yourselves at home, she says. You notice that despite her having been in the kitchen for a certain amount of time, a mundane person would not have been able, with one oven, one stove, to prepare all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And she just says, I hope you will like it. Kieran, my love, would you like to bless our food?
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you for this wonderful feast. In your name, we just pray. Amen. Let's dig in.
You sit down at the table. She just watches the five of you for a time. She's gonna serve herself last.
Like a proper hostess.
And don't worry if anything seems to go low, I can always make more.
Darling, don't you think you've worked enough? Look at all this.
This is just a trifle. You should see the desserts.
With all this, I'm not sure if I'm going to have room for dessert. but
Yeah,
I'll
you
certainly
heard her. Save
try.
room for dessert.
Oh, I have a nice digestive.
I look forward to it.
You've had it before, Kieran. I know you're not a big fan of it.
I'm not a big fan of tres leches.
The digestive, she said.
Oh.
Wait, is that the word?
What, that he's lactose intolerant?
No. Oh my god, no, it might be me who's, Okay, yeah, that's because it's not the same. So it's an alcoholic drink you take normally between the meal and the dessert to, like, make room, quote-unquote, for more food.
Ah, okay.
I don't remember the name for it, but the name we use in French basically doesn't translate to anything useful in English.
What do they call that?
Yeah, I'll find
I
it
used to
at
know-
some point.
I used to know it, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I don't know if Prax is in chat, she'll probably know. But yeah. Anyway, she knows that you're not a big fan of it, Kieran, but maybe your new friends are going to enjoy it.
Sure, and I'll, try it again. You never know what you like on the second go round.
Or the 43rd.
Or the 43rd.
This is a minefield. Like now it's gonna be like, what food did Fake Kieran not like? Just like,
Yeah,
the guy spent his life chewing on the roots of a tree, and he comes here and has the gall to be picky about this woman's cooking. Like,
She watches you intently.
Maybe it was root beer and he didn't
Kieran.
like the taste of it.
She really like stares at you, Kieran, to see which food you pick.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. Finbar,
God
having
knows.
been in more than one dinner where situations have been uncomfortable, decides he's going to try to help Kieran out here a little bit.
Yeah,
And
is
he
there
looks
anything
to
I'm trying to look-
Sophia
I
and
can
says,
understand why you picked the JRPG fight music now. This is a
Yeah, I
battle.
just realized this is pretty much JRPG fight music. What the hell? Let's go with this.
so
No, that's
Finbar
fine.
is
I
going
think
to
that- I
look
think that
towards Anna Sophia. He's going to look towards Anna Sophia and says, unfortunately, because of how busy we are, Kieran doesn't say a lot about things. So tell me, how did you and Kieran meet?
Oh, we happen to sit near each other, well, next to each other, at. Oh, what was it, love? Was it I think it was a concert, right? Peter Gabriel, I think. She looks at you, unsure.
I don't.
Oh,
My
no.
mouth is suddenly full of taco. I can't answer.
Just like
Well, anyway, we were at this concert at the London Stadium. Kieran sat next to me. I was enjoying the show, but of course, one cannot enjoy anything else but Kieran when Kieran is around, so...
No, that's true.
We have tended to notice that at times. So
Yes, well, you know. We got to talking. I quickly sized up the kind of guy he was. And quickly sized up the kind of woman he would need in his life to keep on the straight and narrow. Right, hun?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
And so, you know, one thing led to another, and then we had our wedding. Gorgeous. I really wish he would have invited you. You four seem like very, very nice people.
Well, darling, like I said, they've been out of town.
We really would have loved to be there. We couldn't really travel.
Yeah, the project I was working on, I couldn't leave. We're at the final stage of getting it launched, so like.
Oh my, what do
Couldn't make it.
you work in?
Networking.
Oh. Yeah, Kieran does a
Streaming.
bit of the computer things. I'm not a big tech gal. I'm more of an old school, old world type of person.
hands-on kind of person.
I tend to like to be behind the scenes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, of course not. Kieran loves the spotlight. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I
I
think
like her.
I think you too. Morning, was it? While I was cooking, I couldn't help but look up when you said you were the face of Queensguard, and I thought I'd recognized you
Oh, thank you.
from the TikToks. Yeah.
Yes, the TikToks. Yay! So, not a technology person, but at least on social media?
Well, I mean I can use a smartphone. You reminded me a lot of your other friend, Kieran. What's her name again?
Dusk.
Yes, Dusk. Very, very odd.
You haven't happened to hear from her, have you?
She rapidly looks at Kieran, and you can see there's worry across her face.
I haven't had time to track her down. I've been reconnecting. So we were just wondering if, I mean, she's a friend of Morning's, so we were wondering if you had any lead where she was, so we might be able to all of us meet up and maybe talk.
You mean that Dusk is not at the house?
Here?
No,
London.
the one in
Oh.
London.
I did not see her.
No,
when we
she's
went.
not. She left, and I haven't been able to get in contact with her, and I'm just a little worried.
I'm sure she'll show back up in time. I mean, who would want to leave the company of my husband, even for a moment?
I mean, all of us
She'll
at
come
some
back.
point or another, I think.
She'll be back. Don't worry about it.
She's joking.
No, I mean, it's fine. I like my alone time.
Well, yes, but there's always something. It's always different when Kieran is around. No, is it just me?
I think that might be like a married thing. Maybe part of the appeal. But he's fine. He's great. Kieran, you're great.
I'm great.
Oh, yes, he is. The loveliest person in the world. Hey, Kieran,
Yes.
can you make...
Yeah, I'm really worried about this woman at this
What
point.
the hell is going on? Nobody likes me this much.
No one wants to be like.
Oh my gosh.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Like, I fucking adore my partner. They're gonna be gone for a few hours tonight. I'm like, oh, bless game time. It's like even. I guess they're still technically newlyweds because they had to get married in the past year, right? But like,
Yes.
so okay, so there's at least that, but still, it's a little much.
Especially for someone when you think about it, she's the heir of like a multinational.
Yeah, what's so
Financial
special about
operation.
Kieran? No offense,
Got
Hannah.
better things to do than me.
So, Kieran, can you give me composure and empathy?
Empathy is gonna
Oh, yeah,
composure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
other people's feelings.
That's a big one.
I mean, 3 dice. That's pretty good.
There's... You can't put your finger on it yet. But there's definitely something off. Maybe about the conversation, maybe about her, maybe about the food.
The food, did you say?
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
May I roll as well?
Sure.
I'm feeling that, like, okay, that's a little strange at this point. Like, we all love Kieran again. I really believe in him and everything, but like, feels a little maybe magical.
3 successes. It's not the food.
It's not the food. Good.
No, the food is not normal. That, I think, the 4 of you might have had suspicions. It's not nefarious, but it is not mundane.
Okay.
No, she, you think, Morning, that Sophia doesn't love Kieran. She's putting on a show. You can't quite pinpoint why yet. But she
God.
clearly, like, maybe overdid it a bit in the last couple of sentences.
Yeah,
And that's sort of what
clearly.
clued you in.
Yeah.
Oh no. They're both pretending to be something. Oh.
But yes, my husband is the very definition of a gentleman.
So,
Do you make that?
Everything all right, Dee?
Oh, sorry. It's very good. I just,
Yes.
you know,
what first drew you to him?
I guess I would have to say it's his massive personality.
Sure does have a massive one of those, doesn't he?
Kieran has this way of grabbing the spotlight.
And that appealed to you because you didn't want the spotlight?
I've had the spotlight shown on me for some time, but the thing is at some point in your life, you realize that you will rarely meet an equal in this world. I mean, no offense to any of you. I don't really know exactly how demanding your work is in life. Maybe morning with the social media, you might have some idea, but it's like this. Have you ever met someone as popular as you on TikTok?
No.
Now, if you did, there are things you could share with them that you couldn't with anybody else. Woes,
Yes.
questions, experiences. It's hard enough when you're a woman at the top of the pyramid to find a man who is also at the top of their pyramid that isn't a massive jackass. And believe it or not, while my husband likes to pretend, he's not a jackass. He's intelligent, shrewd, cunning. But he's also someone who knows what he wants. He's got this fire in him. And you notice when she says the word fire, even her eyes spark a little.
Morning sets her silverware down and just. All of those words you use to describe your husband, I would also use to describe you.
Thank you. I am flattered. I guess like minds, something I don't remember the saying.
Your phrase, great minds think alike.
Yes. And that is why we got married. Right, husband?
Absolutely, wife.
Yeah, see this. This is why you feel like a good match.
Because we have pet names.
No. Because you can meet each other.
Yes.
You have common understandings of what it's like to be in your situations.
Indeed. I don't mean to pry, but do any of you have someone in their lives? I mean, she looks to Finbar and the man.
Not at this time.
Morning just turns red and picks up her silverware back again.
not right now.
Oh, morning. You appear a little flush there.
What?
Is everything all right? Oh, I hope the food's not too hot, or maybe you're thinking of someone who's a little too hot.
No. Just. This food is really good.
I know. It is from the very bowels of the earth.
I'm sorry, did you say bowels?
Yes, from deep within the it grew from the, I think it just poorly translates into English, but it grew from rich places in the earth. It's good food, Kieran.
Around here?
No,
Did
it's
you
all
grow it around here?
it's imported. What do you think? You can't grow. Well, she looks at the table. Half of this up here.
No, that's kind of what I thought.
Yes. I
Well,
had
always
it.
the sign of a good cook is knowing where to find the best ingredients. I've learned that over the years. And you certainly have done a well job with the beautiful display you've put before us here.
My mother always said that the best way to a man's heart was through his stomach. But I figured the best way to anyone's heart is through their stomachs. And I think that the one
Never
thing
hurts.
that brings people together is good food.
Yeah.
And it is something I can provide some use that I have in the world. Again, morning with that 3 successes from earlier, there's a strange emphasis on the word use. Like that this is a conversation that happened before and that she might be expecting it to happen again. Like if it's a trigger word. She glances at Kieran, but she says nothing. She's, please help yourselves if you need anything. If you want anything, let me know.
It's wonderful, dear. Thank you.
I think at this point, Morning checks her phone, reacts like she's just got a notification, and texts D. We're failing her test.
Can I make that that same kind of like just
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
what was that? What was that? That was
It was composure and empathy.
Composure and empathy. Yeah, were the
yeah, good empathy. Good.
Oof.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I think D is gonna be like exclamation point, exclamation point. Yeah, I think you're right. And then she'll add on, I think she might be putting on some sort of show. And then I think she would I think she's just in one thing she's gonna say maybe she's here, like not here on her own will, question mark.
I'll just reply back. I can't tell. She's smart. And I think she knows.
with 5 successes, D,
Mm-hmm.
as you're typing this conversation. Yeah, Morning's right. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
And right now she's just playing with all of you. You can't really get why just yet. But she knows that Kieran is not Kieran. That Kieran is not fake Kieran.
I think at this point too, Morning is ready to press, especially getting some affirmation from Dee that like she's not wrong about her suspicions kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of like had to check in with someone first.
I think there's a little bit of like D is trying to stealthily use D can use her phone without looking. So
Oh, amazing. Great.
So,
Yeah, Morning just made a show of it.
Yeah. So I guess it's less suspicious because it looks like you're just texting someone that's not at the table, not someone that's like across from the table, like underneath.
Type.
Yeah.
So these former friends of Kieran's, were they friends of yours as well?
Why'd you say former friends of Kieran? My love, did you have a falling out with everyone?
It's kind of sort of all in one fell swoop kind of thing. You know, you have a friendship spat and people take sides. It's a whole thing, dear. You don't want to get mixed up in it.
Professor Morgan, I mean.
Yes, him. What about Professor?
Was he your friend as well?
Oh. One could say that. I barely knew him. I mean, we had interesting conversations. When Kieran would go out to his office with Yoshi. The professor and I would just talk about old world, history, anthropology. It's always a subject that has fascinated me. Mostly the stories of the average person. I don't care a lot about kings and emperors. I like to know about who they were, what they ate, the company they kept in those days. The normal people.
Because you're not normal?
Well, I had hoped you would have known that by now.
Of course.
I mean, I've been told that I carry with me the sound of a beating heart. Now, a lot of men have told me that I make their heart beat out of their chests. Sometimes literally. But I think it's mostly something that we can only hear amongst ourselves, correct?
Just among the lucky few.
Yes. And speaking of luck, my love, how's your food?
Delicious, darling.
It hasn't turned into ash yet, has it?
No,
Doesn't taste like death.
not at all. It's delicious. As all your food is, I'm sure.
Hmm. I do not know who you are, but clearly you are not the man I married. The man I married could not eat food, could not stomach the fact that everything turned to ash and dust in his mouth.
Right there. Right there.
Sounds like you married a fucking downer.
I think I did. Now, before I burn this whole place to the ground, mind telling me who you are?
Sure. He'll get up from the table. And if I want to grab her, do I have to make some kind of check against her?
Yes, there will be one because she will probably try to get away from
Okay.
you. So that would be. How do you want to grab her?
I would like to grab her wrist specifically, like tightly, so that she can't cast any fire.
Okay. Yeah, that would be might and close combat.
Okay.
Might not. Oh. Kieran.
I have none of that. Let's see.
Cool.
I
The-
would also
Hey!
add that
Uh-huh.
Morning at this point has not yet grabbed her sword, but like under the table, her feet are just prepared to like spring
Mhm.
into action.
And I'm moving in position to get put Nama between myself and her.
Dee's like in like kind of like flight position right now. Just like it's just kind of like.
Ready to bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Kieran, I needed 2
Or get on the
successes.
table.
2.
Yes. Do you
You
want
can
to
use-
spend
Can I
momentum?
use some momentum?
Yeah, do it.
I think
Should
it
I
would be
use
appropriate here.
1 or 2?
I don't feel like.
Take
2?
2.
Okay.
Use 2.
Yeah, do it. 50-50. Hey,
So you grab
One
her
of 'em.
wrist.
one of them.
Okay.
She
and I
looks
would,
at you, shocked and afraid.
Cool. I would like to use my minor miracle to flash freeze something that I'm holding.
That's a casual miracle.
Casual miracle. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's right.
There is
More
no
collateral.
roll for that. Her hand is encased in like a sheet of rime and ice.
First, you're going to tell us everything that you know about the professor, about Dusk, and about everything else to do with this fucking imposter. Then we'll talk about letting you go. And what happens after that.
She just goes, "Wait, I think you don't get it. Let me go."
I don't think so. That's not our deal. I just told you our deal. You tell us what you know, and then I let you go.
You're not with them, are you? She's trying to
Not with who?
pull her
No,
hand out.
No. Till death do us part, sweetheart.
I take it,
The
lass,
man I
you've been
married
so-
was.
you've
Oh,
been-
sorry.
I take it, lass, you've been dealing so much with the counterfeit that you don't recognize the real thing when it's staring you in the face.
Is the real thing just as vile and violent as the counterfeit?
No. I'm a lover, really.
Really,
But
then
you should probably tell us everything that you know.
hurting me is not a lover's
Kieran?
way.
I think you should let her go.
If I let her go, she's gonna burn this house to the ground and we'll learn nothing.
If I burn this house
I
to the ground,
don't
you
think
survive.
that's true.
Fine.
And she's not wrong.
Fine.
Her
Now
hand.
that everybody knows who we are, now we can stop pussyfooting around the bush.
She's always
for
known who
real.
we were. We were failing this whole time. Look, Anna Sophia, you're smart. You're cunning. You're clever. Genuinely.
Yeah.
And I don't think you had anything to do with them.
No. As she says that, her hand turns into molten magma to just melt the thing. In fact, most of it falls on the table where it sizzles and turns to blackened, like cooled lava almost immediately. And another hand takes its place.
But we didn't know.
Neither
And
could
we-
I. See, and she looks warily at Kieran. My husband liked to toy with me. So how could I know that the 4 of you weren't some illusion
Trick.
or phantom come to torment me with the possibility of freedom? I figured the 4 of
And-
you weren't exactly what you were letting on. I couldn't know exactly what you were either. I think this is all a big misunderstanding, isn't it?
I
Yes.
think it
Well,
might
I
be.
think
all
it
the
is.
illusions are down. You're dealing with real McCoys here.
All of the illusions, she looks at Kieran's left hand.
All of them.
A key?
Yeah. I mean, what did your parent get? You know what? It's not important. That's less that it doesn't. All the
Can I
illusions are
ask
down.
you a question?
I made a mess on the table. Sure.
Do you know who you are really married to? Now, I mean, if
Yes,
not before.
I was married to a monster. Some creature from... What are the words he used? Oh, yes, the bowels of the earth.
Oh, I get it now.
Mm.
Okay, well, hold. So, okay,
I did not
This-
want to marry him, if that's what you're going to ask.
no. I just wanted to introduce you to Kieran. This is Kieran, the real Kieran, and we were all traveling just for a year to an underworld, and we didn't realize how long we'd be gone. When we came back, everything was all sorts of upside down.
Wait, you've traveled to an underworld?
Yeah.
Have you told the others about that? Yoshi and...
I didn't really get to have a conversation with all of them. I mostly spoke to Dusk, and I genuinely meant that I would like to find her and consider her a friend. Don't feel the same about the others.
Did you tell her anything about this?
About you?
No,
About the underworld?
Okay, look. They've been trying to find a way into the underworld. And they've been looking for people that they can help them, or they've talked about a whole lot of things. I just figured, no offense, Naman, and Naman has been avoiding Anna Sophia's gaze almost this whole time, and said very little. And Miss Shantiko just says, "No offense, Naman, but I did not want to end up in your situation. I figured playing along would probably give me the best chance of survival. And to also figure out just what the fuck they were doing."
I think it did. You kept them close to keep yourself safe. They kept you close to keep themselves safe. And they didn't know to expect us when we came back.
Are they gone?
Kieran, would you like to deliver the news to your wife?
He'll reach into his bag and pull out the heart. This is what's left of the man you married.
You made his heart beat out of his chest.
Suppose I did.
I mean, stomach through the heart is a good way to get to the heart, right?
This... She looks at the heart with, like, lust. And she says, "This would make a great apology for freezing my hand."
Sorry.
Thank you. And she takes it. And there's like a second of awkwardness. She goes like, just a second. And she goes and puts it in the freezer. Okay.
I
Yeah.
meant
not weird.
when I said I liked you.
This is something my mother told me. Showed me. You know, all the... You've met your...
Yes.
I can do things with a man's heart that no one else can. I can do things with hearts in general, but there's a specific type of heart that I like to play with. Anyway, I'll show you when we get there. If we ever have to.
Save it for when the time is appropriate.
Do you know where Dusk might have gone?
If she fled
She's
them,
no longer in London, and obviously she's not here.
good. Good. She's not from this world.
No.
I think, well, if anything, she was very taken or interested in this. There was someone like us who passed away a long time ago that she was very interested in, but the others kept telling her not to bother.
I make eye contact with Finbar.
Would this person's name happen to be Madeline?
No. No, Finbar, when she says long ago, there's one more Scion on that list who died.
Yep.
Before Madeline. Because Madeline died basically 30 years ago.
Kellyanne?
Yep.
I don't know the name of. They kept just. I know he's a man, or at least was referred to as a man by them.
Understood.
They did not let me in on a lot of secrets, and I told you the truth earlier. I am not very technologically inclined.
I think they may have still underestimated you.
Well, I've managed to learn a few things from them. I don't
To be
know.
fair, though, we did too. We weren't sure what to think when we walked into this place.
To be fair, when you arrived with Naman, I was certain of two things. Either they were messing with my head, or you were coming here to take me away to another place and sequester me with her. It's quite complicated. What?
I really hate them.
Me too. But apparently they're doing this for the greater good of humanity. I know. It's complicated. The worst part is on some accounts, I kind of agree with them. Look, if you would, let me just clean up. We'll have dessert in the living room, and we'll start over.
I'd like
Would you
that.
like some assistance?
For this? No. This is something I can, literally with a wave of the hand. And she waves her hand, and just the food fades away.
Mm.
You know, despite everything, your hospitality has been quite nice.
It's in my blood, you could say. By the way, if any one of you had spent legend, you'll regain up to 2 points of legend.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
amazing.
Oh,
Nice.
So, I get those 2 points back that I used earlier.
And I got the teleport points back.
The meals that you prepare are literally the equivalent of giving a sacrifice to your parent deity.
Oh,
Oh, she's great. I love her.
nice.
Yeah, anyway, I'll tell you after the game what she can do with the heart. But
I was afraid she was going to eat it like an apple. Like, you go, girl.
she
but,
can.
Yeah.
She can.
Yeah, I was about to think. I'm like, now it's turning out weird again.
No, but if you would like to move to the living room, we can.
Yeah.
maybe-
Morning, finally figured out who her opponent was and gained confidence from that.
Yeah.
So.
And it's with that we're going to end today, so that I don't have to blurt out everything at the end of a session.
All right.
But next week,
Yeah.
be prepared for some exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Can't
Yes.
wait.
I'm ready.
Or something.
So, Players, thank you for coming. Everyone in chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Before we go, let's just go around the table one last time. Tell us, players, who you are, where we can find you. If you have anything going on between now and our next session, we'll do the same order as we did the intros. So we'll start with Morning.
Hi, my name is Renee Rhodes. I've played Morning today. I and Morning both use she, her pronouns, and wow, really love this game. That was very tense there at the end. Thank you, everyone, for a great scene. I am around on social media, Twitter, specifically at RayDeanR, where I keep everyone updated on whatever projects I have going on, streams, podcasts, writing works, and also share pictures of my cats and other random thoughts. You can find me there, and if I am up to anything, I will let you know. I also highly recommend following everyone else here, as they are slightly more active than I am right now, and are doing good work.
Well, thank you for coming. Next, Kieran.
Hi, I am Kieran. I am actually Hannah, she, her. And you can find me on Twitter at Hanimation Art. I'm not super active on there right now. You can find me everywhere else at Hanimation Studios. And you can find me at the end of the month at MegaCon Orlando, booth A401, I'm pretty sure. So please, if you're in the area or want to be in the area, it's a massive con. It's a MegaCon. Come on down and see me. You can find me on Wednesdays over on High Shelf Collective for Cyberpunk Ascension, and next month, I think, possibly, we will pick back up over on Other Doc's channel on Fridays for Don't Rest Your Head. So today was awesome. New ally gained. My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Technically not your wife.
My wife.
No.
But very cool.
D, you're next.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, all those places. You can find my art there, and in a little while at 8 p.m. you'll see me on the Tales of Gapia's Fortune on Particular There's and Forest channel, where we have raised forces for fighting against a lich, and we'll see how that goes. We still have yet to recoup. We spent the last session in like some swamps, and hopefully we'll get the group. We spent the last couple of sessions away from each other. Hopefully we'll be able to reconnect this time. So excited for that. And on tomorrow on D&D Jordan Leeds is going to taking part in the Games for Change. We're raising money to stop AAPI hate, and I'm going to be playing a game of Quest at 12 p.m.
Awesome. Wait, Quest. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought Hero Quest for some reason. Amazing. And lastly, Hawkeye.
All right, I'm Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye. You can catch me on Twitter and Twitch and Instagram at KYHawkeye. On Twitch, you can catch me Monday nights. My daughter and I do a show called Family Night at the Emporium, which is my channel's Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium, where we are currently doing Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, or as we prefer to call it, the further adventures of Mouse Droid, as we're trying to 100% the game. Tuesday nights is my weekly Skyrim serial. We're currently doing a story called Touched by Magnus, where Yagma Galmash, Orc, is not only trying to prove to the world that the spell is mightier than the sword, he is now Archmage, and now he's finding out what all of that entails in the wonderful land of Skyrim. And then Wednesday nights is Grappler's Keep, my WWE 2K22 universe, where numbered DMs, GMs, and RPG players from across the Twitch universe compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We recently had our latest premium live event, Melee Madness, our version of the Royal Rumble, where many titles were changed, including Ray Deanne is now the bearer of the Women's Hunter's Mark, which means if she wins 4 matches in a row, she automatically gets a title shot for the Mistress of Mayhem belt. But she's got to win those 4 matches first, and we'll see what happens there. And we have all sorts of other rivalries going as we go towards our next premium live event, the Chamber of Horrors, which will lead us all on the road to Dice Mania, our big season-ending event, which will probably be it'll be in about 2 months. And otherwise, you can catch me here for Scion, and otherwise you can catch me here for Scion. want a DM or GM screen, or if you want to reward your DM or GM with a custom DM screen, just look me up on either Instagram or on Twitter. And everyone I make is custom made, so so everyone is unique. So just look me up there.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I'm Simon at Wondering DM. You can find me next tomorrow night on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern for Witcher Road's Home, as my character is finally going to see their old mentor for tea. And then on Monday, we are back with Vampire the Masquerade Montreal by Night, following the fallout of the major discovery that the players made of, well, all the new faces coming into town. That's going to be lovely. Then on Wednesday, we're back on High Shelf Collective for Cyberpunk Red Shadows of the Red Death, the sort of horror campaign as they have now... the players who have lost a dear friend to them have found someone in jail who pretends to be that dead friend. And next Saturday, we're here for some exposition and discoveries. So, thank you again for coming, and we'll raid a player we've had here before. Valdrianth is playing Dragon Age at the moment, and it is the birthday of one of her players. So, let's just go and share some love to Valdrianth, and we'll be back next week. Ciao, everyone.